Hello, children. How are you all? When you stay with your parents or grandparents, how do you feel? Obviously, you enjoy sometimes, you play, you talk, or you do activities with them. That is spending a very good time. So, today I am going to discuss a chapter based on that. That is, Hedy meets her grandfather. Chapter 7 from English Mulberry Book. I am your English teacher, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Nodiyal. Let's discuss it. Now, children, we are going to discuss about the author of this chapter, that is Johanna Spyre. Johanna Spyre is famous for children's book, and one of the famous book is Hedy, from which the extract or a small portion is taken, named as Hedy meets her grandfather. Now we are going to discuss about this. She was born on 12 June 1827, Switzerland. She died on 7 July 1901, Zurich, Switzerland. And based on that, uh, many movies were made. Few of them were Hedy, Hedy and Peter, Hedy's Song, Hedy Four Paws, etc. And the books were Hedy, which was written on 1880 and 81 also. Moni the Goat Boy, and other stories, etc. She is best known for her book Hedy. It is about the life of a young girl in her grandfather's care in rural part of Switzerland. It was a book written for the children and those who love children. Now children, I am going to give you the introduction about the Hedy. Hedy is an orphan girl who was living with her aunt Dete. But now, as her aunt Dete was appointed a job in the Frankfurt, so she had left Hede then with her grandfather. As Aunt Dete, who has taken care of Hedy since she was orphaned as baby, has a new job and can no longer take care for the child. So Hedy is left with him, and with some reluctance, initial reluctance on the grandfather's part, but later on they go happy together. Now, children, I am going to read the chapter and explain simultaneously. Please pay attention on each line. Lily is a 6-year-old girl who grew up with her aunt in a city. When her aunt had to leave the city, Hedy went to live with her grandfather in a little house high up in the mountains. Let's read about Hedy's first day there. I want to see what you have inside the house, said Hedy. Now, children, whenever you go to your relative's house or your friend's house, what is the first thing you would like to do? Obviously, you want to see the house, their arrangement, everything. Similarly, here, Hedy also asked her grandfather to see what he had in his house. The old man opened the door of the hut and Hedy stepped inside after him. She found herself in a good sized room. A table and a chair were only the furniture. In one corner stood the grandfather's bed, and in another was the hearth, with a large kettle hanging above it. There was a large door in one wall. This was the cupboard. Hedy looked carefully around the room and asked, "Where am I to sleep, grandfather?" A good size means big enough, and hearth means floor of a fireplace. Now Hedy looked around the outside of all her grandfather's property with interest. Then Hedy asked her grandfather to see inside his small house also. And the house was having only furniture, that was one table, one chair, bed, one bed and three legged stool. One closet was built into the wall, that contains all the old men's clothes. After that, Hedi asked her grandfather where she will sleep. Wherever you like, he answered. Means the grandfather said that she can sleep anywhere she likes. Hedi began to explore all the nooks and corners to find out where it would be pleasantest to sleep. That means she started searching the best place to sleep. In the corner near her grandfather's bed, she saw a short ladder against the wall. She climbed up and found herself in the hay loft. There lay a large heap of fresh, sweet-smelling hay, while through a round window in the wall she could see right down the valley. I shall sleep up here, grandfather, she called down to him. It's lovely up here. Will you bring me up a sheet? All right, said the grandfather. He went to the cupboard and after rummaging means searching hurriedly about inside, he drew out a long, rough piece of cloth which was all he had for a sheet. He carried it up to the loft where he found Hedi had already made quite a nice bed by herself. She had put an extra heap of hay at one end for a pillow. It looked now as tidy and comfortable bed as you could wish for. Now, children, Hedi decided to sleep in the hayloft, and the grandfather gave her a coarse cloth. Coarse cloth means rough, a long, rough cloth for a sheet. It was a comfortable bed made by Hedi herself, and the bed was made up of sweet-smelling fresh hay, and it was a lovely place. Why it was a lovely place? Because she could see right down the valley from there. I wish it was night so that I might get inside it at once, said Hedy. I think we might have something to eat first, said the grandfather. Now grandfather invited Hedy for food, for lunch. Yes, I think so too, replied Hedy, and she was also feeling hungry. Let's go down then, said the old man. Downstairs he filled a bowl with milk and brought it to Hedy with a large slice of bread and a piece of golden cheese, and told her to eat. Hedy lifted the bowl with both hands and drank till it was empty. Now grandfather gave a large slice of bread and piece of golden cheese and filled a bowl with goat's milk, and she enjoyed that food also as she drank till it was empty. Was the milk nice? Asked her grandfather. Now the grandfather is asking. Why he asked? Because he saw that Hedy drank till it was empty. I never drank anything so good before, answered Hedy. Now she also loved the food. Then you must have some more. And the old man filled her bowl again. And so the time passed happily until at last the evening came and the goats returned from their pasture. Hedy gently petted first one and then the other. Now, as time passed, in the evening, the goats returned from their pasture and Hedy gently petted all the goats after one another. After supper, Hedy said good night to her grandfather and climbed up to her bed, where she was soon lying as sweetly and soundly asleep as any young princess on her bed of silk. Now, children, after having her dinner, Hedy said good night to her grandfather and went to her bed, where she was lying just like a young princess. Why here it is said young princess? Because she was sleeping peacefully with the look of happiness on her face. Now, this extract was taken from Hedy, And with this, I have completed the chapter. Now we will do the exercise part. Do word meanings. First word is good size. That means big enough. Second, hearth, floor of a fireplace. Third, hayloft, room directly under the roof for storing hay and straw. Fourth, rummaging. Rummaging means searching hurriedly. Fifth, pasture, a land covered with grass that sheep and goats eat. Children, we will do the exercises of this chapter. First question, choose the right answer. A part. The setting of a story tells us where and when the story happens. The question is, where does this story happen? First, in a little house high up in the mountains. Second, in a tall building in the city. So the answer is in a little house high up in the mountains, the first part one. Then B question, when did Hedy reach her grandfather's hut? At night or during the day? So the answer is the second one, during the day. C question, which of the following was not in the grandfather's room? You have to tell the thing which was not in grandfather's room. So A, fireplace, no, it was there. Chair was also there. Table and stool was also there. Only television was not there. So television was not in the grandfather's room. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. All the things that happen in a story make up the plot. Now sequence these events from the story. That means I will give you some sequences and you have to arrange in the correct order according to the story. So, A part, grandfather took a sheet up to the loft. B, Hedy explored the hut. C, Hedy made bed of hay. D, the goats arrived. E, Hedy had milk with a large slice of bread and golden cheese. Now, which one is the first incident, children? First incident is the B part. Hedy explored the hut. She first saw the house. Second is Hedy made a bed of hay. That is the C part one. Then third, grandfather took a sheet up to the loft. Then fourth, Hedy had milk with a large slice of bread and golden cheese. And at last, the goats arrived. Now we will do the reference to the context. First, where am I to sleep, grandfather? Now this is the line taken from the book and the question is, what did Hedy's grandfather say in reply to her question? Now this question was asked by Hedy and what answer did grandfather give? The answer is Hedy's grandfather said, wherever you like. B part, where did Hedy decide to sleep? Answer, Hedy decided to sleep in the hayloft. C part, what was Hedy's bed made of? So answer is Hedy's bed was made of hay and a long rough piece of cloth. Fourth question, then you must have some more. And the old man filled her bowl again. Now this is another line taken from the book. Now the question is, who was the old man here? Answer, the old man was Hedy's grandfather. B part, what was in the bowl? Answer, there was milk in the bowl. C, why did the old man fill Hedy's bowl again? Answer, he filled up the bowl again because Hedy enjoyed drinking the milk. Question 5. Why was the hayloft a good place to sleep? Now, children, Hedy decided to see the hayloft. So, why she decided that? The answer is it was a good place to sleep because the hay was fresh and sweet smelling. Also, through a round window in the wall, Hedy could see right down the valley. Sixth question. Where did grandfather's goat go during the day? When did they return? Answer. During the day, the grandfather's goat went to pastures and returned in the evening. Question 7. Do you think that Hedy was happy and cheerful or grumpy and fussy? That means complaining nature or not liking, not always in a sad mood or, you know. Give a reason for your answer. Hedy was happy and cheerful because she really loved the food and place. Eighth question. Imagine that you are Hedy and your aunt comes to take you away to the city. Would you want to go with her? What would you say to her? Answer. If I were Hedy and my aunt had come to me to the city, I would have asked her to let me stay. I would tell her about the peaceful life of the village. Two landforms. Now, Hedy and her grandfather lived high up in the mountains, and mountains are landforms. Now, given below are pictures of landforms. Match them to their names. See the first one. This is a cave. A cave has a large hole in the side of a cliff or hill or under the ground. See the second one. This is a cliff. A cliff is a high, very steep area of rock, especially one next to the sea. Third picture is of sand dunes. Now, sand dunes is a hill of sand near an ocean or in a desert that is formed by the wind. See the fourth picture? This is an oasis. It is a place in the desert where there is a water and where plants grow. Now see these pictures, children. The first one is an island. An island is a piece of land that is surrounded by water. Next picture is of hills. It is a high area of land that is not as high as a mountain. Then third picture is of valley. Valley is a low land between two mountains and which often has a river flowing through it. And the last picture is of a canal. Canal is an artificial water way for navigation or irrigation, etc. Now, children, from the story, we are going to find out the opposite of the words given below. First is stale. Stale, the opposite of stale is fresh. Second, lazily. Then the word opposite of that is rummaging, very fastly. Third, messy, that means untidy. So, opposite of is tidy. Fourth, upstairs. Opposite of that is downstairs. Fifth, roughly. And the opposite of it is gently. Sixth, went out. So, opposite of it is return. We will do grammar section. In grammar section, we are going to understand reflexive pronouns. See, reflexive pronouns words that end with self or selves. Now, what is pronouns first? Pronouns are words we use in place of nouns. A pronoun that shows us which person we are talking about is called a reflexive pronoun. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, and themselves are called reflexive pronoun. See children, reflexive pronoun is just like a mirror. Reflexive pronouns reflect back to the person or people we are talking about. Now see, with I we use myself, with you we use yourself, with he we use himself because he shows male gender. With she we use herself, with it we use itself, with we use ourselves, with they we use themselves. We use by with reflexive pronoun to mean alone or without any help. Now see the examples. I painted my room by myself. That means I am the only person who painted my room. So I will use myself. So with I we use myself. He carried the pile of books by himself. He with he we use himself. That means he is the only person who carried the pile of books. Then she repaired the car by herself. With she we use herself. She is the only person who repaired the car. Ronit and Rima made a sandcastle by themselves. Means they. Why they? Because Ronit and Rima, two people are there. So they made a sandcastle. So we will use themselves as a reflexive pronoun here. When my parents went out, my brother and I cooked dinner by ourselves. Why ourselves? Because my brother and I. We. We are two people, my brother and I. So with we use ourselves. Now children, singular reflexive forms are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. Whereas plural reflexive forms are ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Children, now we will understand punctuation. See, in this exercise, you have to rewrite the sentences by putting capital letters in the correct places. Okay, so you have to put the capital letters in correct place. Now, first sentence is grandfather was happy when Hedy came to live with him. In this sentence, grandfather's G letter and Hedy's H letter will be capital. I have marked it red. That means you have to make it in a capital letter here. Now, grandfather, why grandfather? Because in English, whenever a sentence starts, the first letter of that word should be capital. And then Hedy is a proper noun here. So, here H will be also used as capital letter. Now, second sentence, Colombo is the capital of Sri Lanka. Now, Sri Lanka is a proper noun. It's a proper noun, is proper country name. So that's why it will be also used capital letter here. S and L will be capital here. And C, Colombo, the first letter should always be capital. So here C letter will be also capital here. Third, our principal conducts the assembly every morning. Now here our, so the first word of the sentence should be capital. So O will be capital here. Then next, I have a white dog named Snowy. Now I here as a pronoun is always used capital letter. Also it is the first word of the sentence. So again it will be a capital letter. And Snowy, the name of dog, that is proper noun here. So in proper noun, the letter is always, the word should be always in capital one. So S also will be used as capital. Children, now we will do the writing section in which we are going to take grandparents interview. Here I have given you the examples how to do. Ask your grandparents the following question and then you can write from your part. First question, what school did you go to when you were my age? So I went to St. Joseph's Academy. That means they will mention their name. You have to write that name, what your grandparents will say. So I went to St. Joseph Academy when I was of your age. Second question, how did you get to school? That means what vehicles do you use to go to school at that time? Answer, my father used to ride me to school on his bicycle. Third, what was your favorite subject? My favorite subject was maths. Fourth, what are some of the things we use today that you did not have in your house when you were young? That means when they were young, what were the things they didn't have that time? So, answer, we did not have computer, television, oven, washing machine, etc. Last question, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a scientist when I grew up. Now, children, you can ask all the questions from your grandparent and write that answers in the copy. And from the homework part, children, read the lessons and do the word meanings, learn the word meanings, do all the exercises in your book, and enjoy the chapter. With this, thank you.